G'day, it's Rob here again. Well, in that last video I was delving into the inners of a Honda generator, an EX650 that I got for nothing off the side of the road, some junk being thrown out. And it had some issues with mainly the pull start side of things, bad spark plug. Anyway, I had a hell of a job getting the pull start apart. The pull start was binding, the cord was all sort of frayed and binding, and the whole thing wasn't turning over and it was unusable. So I had to basically break it open, take the machine out the centre bolt. So today we're going to get on with the job. I'm going to machine up a centre bolt, and then we're going to have a look at the pulley, make sure everything's okay there, and then hopefully we can put it all back together again. So let's get on with the job. Right, well the bolt and spacer are made up, and I'm going to put this in with a bit of Loctite, and I've also got a star washer under the head. In the old one, this was all one piece, so I relied purely on the locking action on the end here, but I'm going to have locking at both ends, so it should never come loose and you should still be able to get it undone easily. Right, now the plastic pulley the cord goes on, I've noticed that that's got some deformation in it from all the years it's been used and the heat, you know, it's deformed it slightly, so we'll have to see how the new cord fits and go from there. But we're on the way. Right, well what I'll do before I use that new cord, I'll try spreading this, because even the new cord is still snug. So I've got some oversized cord in here, I've rammed in, and now I'm going to heat it with the hairdryer. I could put it in the oven, but it could melt it, so I'm just going to do it with the hairdryer and just try and spread it that way. Okay, well that's all done, it's all good and hot, and yeah, hopefully this will work while it cools down. I'm going to have some lunch and maybe even a beer, so I'll be back later, see if the job worked out. Well, the pulley came back into shape beautifully, so that's what you need to do to fix it up, restore it. Now, getting the cord on is no problem, but getting the spring the coil spring back into these things, it's always a bastard of a job, and there's always a trick. And I had a look online to see what other people have suggested as far as methods, and there's various techniques, but the one I found that works is basically wind the coil spring into the plastic pulley body fully, and that goes in pretty easy, just do that by hand. Then, when you've got the cord on already, basically what you do then is you, on the coil spring, on the side of the plastic pulley, on the bit that goes onto the centre of this metal housing, you just pull that out a bit from the coil so it just stands proud, and then you feed it on and line it up with the notch in the centre of the housing, the metal housing, and what you do is you put a screwdriver down through this cord hole, and you can then push the spring in towards the centre while you push the pulley in. It's a tricky operation, but that's basically how you do it, and you get there in the end. Once you get it hooked on, put some pressure on it. Don't, whatever you do, let it back off, because it will just come off again. So once you wind a turn on it, well then basically clamp everything together with a G-clamp and then bolt everything up and you're good to go. So anyway, we're there, we're done. Now once through my spark plugs, and this thing takes a BMR 4A in GK, and the plug, she's pretty bad. So I've looked up the alternative charts, and CJ8 is the equivalent, so I've got a CJ8 laying around, so we'll stick that in it. So yeah, now it's just a matter of put it back together and see if she goes. Woohoo, exciting. Right, well, she's all back together, apart from the side panel. Got oil in the engine, and everything's hooked up. So theoretically it should go. But next thing is put some petrol in and hope for the best. All right, let's do it.